Dear viewers, welcome to this Norma 2022 live stream right and live from IWA 2022. Today with me is Anton from Norma. Anton, thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me.
We are going to talk about Norma as a brand, the present, the past, the future, innovation of design, and what this means for a brand like yours. But before we kick off the show, I'd like to ask everyone on stage, how does it actually feel to be back at IWA finally?
It feels awesome. Good to finally be here, making this trip after the 2 years of home office.
Exactly. 2 years, Zoom meetings,
Yeah.
2 years of downtime, finally on the ground. People are positive. They have a positive attitude here, despite what's going on in the world. So let us dive in. For those people who do not know about, well, for those few people who do not know about the Norma brand, please give us a rundown. What does Norma actually stand for?
Norma is a global ammunition manufacturer, and we want to keep our customers happy with the ammunition they can use to make a success of their adventure.
So Norma providing hunting ammunition, more Norma being maybe the brand of choice for many, many hunters out there, but also in the sports shooting sector, we were talking about how hunting has actually developed from the past to the present to the future. What is actually going on? What happened in the past? What was hunting like in the past?
In the past, hunting was more a closed community.
Exactly.
You were hunting. Were a little bit more rural.
Yes.
You were hunting. Your grandfather was hunting. Your father was hunting, and then you were hunting mainly on your own land. Smaller amount of games.
Exactly. There was
Yeah.
like one type of hunting, right? There was usually one type of hunting, maybe 2 or 3 animals you could hunt. Usually one or two sources of the ammunition that would use depending on the system. And people were also used to hunting on their own land, right? Hunting wasn't, well, it wasn't such a big deal maybe. Everyone was doing it, right?
Yeah. And today, hunting has been more wider. There is a lot of new or different types of different type of hunting. You have long range, driven hunt, stalking.
Exactly.
Growing.
Also, all those types of different forms of hunting are suddenly available to people. Well, I don't want to call them the modern hunters, but to people who maybe even come from the city. People, for those for those people who, what hunting is actually a special occasion. They don't just open the door, go out in the field, shoot some game, come back. No, they use hunting, would you say, as a form of lifestyle?
Yeah, I would say. In the past, you had more of a legacy. It was passed on within family or within the countryside. And now you can have hunters who they want to do it yourself, eat what you shoot, get an awesome experience outside. They don't have to have any connection to the hunting in the background, so they can be really fresh.
For example, I am a hunter, or well, a modern hunter, you would say. But for example, I don't have any hunters in the family. So when I said, "All right, I'm going hunting," well, people were like, "Well, are you sure? Do you know anyone in your family?" No, I actually don't. So I'm basically the first one in my bloodline who is, well, not the first one because there are predecessors, but my father did, my grandfather did. But let's talk about the modern hunter and the modern field of applications. So different forms of hunting are suddenly available. For example, driven hunts, stalking, long-range shooting, long-range hunting, would you say?
Yeah, for sure.
So with these different topics and people choosing hunting as a lifestyle and dedicating a lot of time into that, people tend to become perfectionists. They want to get the most out of their experience, especially when putting time into configuring a rifle, putting time to get the best optic. So how does Norma position itself with people who are choosing hunting as a lifestyle and who want to get the best out of it and specialize their equipment too?
Yeah, as you said, no matter the reasons why you're hunting, you put a lot of effort into hunting.
Exactly.
Money, time for hunting. And for searching what would be the best equipment to success on my adventure or hunting, or if it's shooting. You buy rifles,
exactly.
optics.
I've been spending a lot of time behind the computer. I want to research everything. I want to get the best experience out of it.
Yeah.
How does Norma help me with its current product portfolio and its new products on this way? Because I know
Yeah.
you've been well very close in the development process of it.
Yeah, that's true. And here we want to help. We want to make the hunter or shooter to have a good experience. We developed specialized ammunition. We were into that in the past. There was smaller types of hunts. You hunted a few animals. The bullet you chose, it was 1 or 2 bullets.
Yes.
Today, people put effort into hunting, and they want to maximize the hunt. So if there is a driven hunt, they want to know what is the best for driven hunt. So here we are. Yeah.
So I was going to ask you,
products.
well, so what about your products? So let's dive into it. For example, well, would you like to start with the EcoStrike, for example?
Yeah, EcoStrike is a solid copper bullet with deformation. It's designed to deform and deep penetrate. So when you're hunting big games, moose, for example, which is for me in Sweden, you want a bullet which penetrates. And also moose hunting is a lot about meat and meat damage and
yield of meat. So big topic currently.
Yeah, and that's where EcoStrike is more kind to the meat due to the high retained weight, the good expansion, deep penetration. On the opposite, we have the tip strike.
Okay.
Yeah, this is developed for the driven hunter, for example, where we want a quick effect, quick knockdown.
Quick knockdown power.
So this bullet expands aggressively, leaves a lot of energy early in the game.
But also you're striving for an exit wound, or because you want to have a blood trail to trail to?
Yeah. So.
All right, so now that we've covered EcoStrike and Tip Strike, well, there's left EvoStrike. So give us a rundown on that.
Yeah, that's a dual core tin bullet.
What is it used for?
It's used, it's comparable to Tip Strike. It's when you're hitting your game, it's leaving a lot of energy and dropping the animal fast. So it's a lead-free version of the Tip Strike.
Lead-free, so you also provide a lead-free opportunity. That's because, as we said, well, hunters, well, more modern hunters, they maybe their effort is in hunting that is, I want to eat the meat that I shoot, right?
Yeah.
And maybe those people care more for an environmental aspect of hunting.
Yeah.
So getting back to the past, the present, and the future, we've also discovered that hunters nowadays, they are more, I'm going on a limb here, but I want to say they are more open to, first of all, technology. For example, we have night vision devices, we have thermal devices, silencers are now widely equipped in the hunting world. What do you offer for these people who use this modernized equipment?
Yeah, you mentioned silencer, and this has been a huge trend, and it's growing because you get less sound, less recoil.
All the benefits from a silencer?
Yeah. And often when people buy silencers, for example, you shorten the barrel at the same time to get a little bit more handy rifle.
Because I want to compensate, because the silencer goes on and the weapon seems to appear longer, so they cut down their barrels, right? But what's the problem these people now have?
Yeah, they get less velocity. They also get, the powder is not able to burn inside the barrel completely. So then you get this greater muscle flash. And for that we developed for 2 years ago the Oryx silencer, which is on top it's the Oryx, our well-known proven bullet.
Okay.
And this is tackling those issues.
So by listening to these modern hunters, by catering to their needs, by understanding that hunting now is a more widespread field with a more user, with more applications, but also users who want to get the best experience out there. They want the best technology. Of course, they want the best bullet also, which you provide. What would you say? How will your brand tackle and handle these roadmaps, these developments in the future?
In the future, we see a need to work even closer with the customer or the shooter or hunter to get a feeling what they are searching for, catch the different trends, and yeah, to be able to provide ammunition that tackles different scenarios or huntings or shooting.
So would you say one core element of Norma being such a successful brand is that you actually pay very close attention to the experience of your users
Yeah,
and then adjust the development of your products to it?
yeah. We
Guys,
have to.
I'm sorry. I
No,
didn't
no,
mean to
no.
interrupt you.
Go ahead.
All right. So, guys, this was our Norma live stream portion 2022. If we got you hooked up on Norma and you want to learn more about all their expertise, all their different products, you want to get deeper into Tip Strike, Evo Strike, Eco Strike, the Oryx bullets itself, we got you covered right after this live stream portion. There is going to be more content on Norma, on the latest products, and on maybe on all the questions you might have on the brand or the product. Anton, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me.